All right, everybody, welcome back. If you've watched some videos before, if not, thanks for checking this out. So, in this video, we're going to be doing some gaming, but the main purpose of this, along with one I posted before this and a couple I'm going to do after this, I am upgrading my gaming experience, right? So, in my streaming experience, um, to boot. So, um, I've still got the old Turtle Beach headset that I'm using for my microphone to record these videos. Um, I'm using a GoPro as my camera to set up to run through my streaming. Um, the other day, I just went to Walmart and purchased my very first gaming mouse, which was the Logitech G502X corded. And I have a video on that, the unboxing, me checking it out. I'm still not very good with it yet. Um, I've never had a gaming mouse with more than your standard mouse buttons and scroll wheel. So the sensitivity on this thing and everything, it's definitely a learning curve going from 20 something years of using, these little guys here, to something with buttons and stuff. And the biggest challenge I've had so far is they call it the sniper button, the DPI adjustment button to click. I guess a lot of people have it set up to, so that you could be at like, 1,000, 1,600, 2,000, whatever you're moving around, looking around, running around, DPI is, and then you click this button on the side to slow things down. That doesn't work for me. So I actually, what works best for me is to swap it and to keep my normal DPI, my slow DPI, on the normal setting and use the click button to increase my DPI. So that while I'm like looking around corners and stuff like that, like peeking around, I don't even have to hold anything. But when someone starts shooting at me from off screen, my field of view, I can't see it. I click that button real quick and just move it like an inch and zip 180 degrees around and then let go of it again to get on target. That's what works best for me, to use it as like not the sniper button, the anti sniper button. So I'm still getting used to it. I've bound a couple of my keys. One's my voice chat on my mouse. I mean, not keys, buttons. One's my voice chat. One's my buy button. Thinking about binding some nades to it. Whatever. You'll see that I'm still on the learning curve today, um, which is making people not like me in Counter Strike because I'm already not that great at it. Which is fine. We don't care. If you wanted to play a game where people made you feel good about what you were doing and how you were doing, you wouldn't play Counter Strike to begin with. It is a. It's not like that. This is a place where you go if you enjoy punishment, if you like being talked down to by 13-year-olds, and if you like to get to play for a total of 30 seconds each round, unless you're either really, really good or you've spent some money on hacks and mods and blah 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 blah, wall hacks and aim hacks and speed hacks and whatever. I watched a guy speed hack the other day. He had it on like a speed walk, and it was like he was teleporting, boom boom boom. And then I was like, come on man, just play. And he goes, oh, you just suck. I'll give you that, but obviously you suck too, or you wouldn't need that. So that being said, um, the reason for today's video is obviously you can see that you cannot really see me. I mean, you can, but I'm in my apartment. I've got the computer screen. I've got windows behind me. Yes, I could drape something. I could put some curtains up or something like that, and it would diffuse the lighting a little bit so the camera wouldn't be adjusting to this lighting. It would be adjusting to my ambient lighting in the house. But while I was at Walmart, I came across this. Okay. This is a Studio Light Pocket by VIVITAR, the Creator series. Um, So let's check this thing out. It's got a built-in battery. It doesn't have to be hooked up to your computer, which is cool. I don't like drawing power if I don't have to. It's got like 2 screw-in adapters, I guess, for, you know, a stand or whatever. I don't know what all it comes with. Let's see. Includes Studio Light Pocket, USB charging, and hot shoe camera adapter. So I guess if you've got like a, I guess it's like maybe a tripod adapter or something like that, like a quick slide. But let's go ahead and open this thing up. And then what we'll do is, when I'm done with this, we'll use it to record some gaming videos. Okay, cool. So they used a lot of tape on this thing. I guess they're really afraid of someone stealing it for its low price of $29.99 retail. Let's see here. Yes, I have knives. Why am I using a pen? Because I'm lazy. And there's a pen on my desk, and there's not a knife on my desk. So, which is proving to be an intelligent decision for me. Here we go. Almost there. Oh, there it is. So satisfying. Up until you put a piece of tape that you've pulled off back down. Okay, now let's see. Here we go. Like I said, the lighting sucks. We're going to fix that. It wouldn't be a very good video if I had great lighting and then I did like an unboxing and review of like a lighting, you know, apparatus. So, box. Nothing in it. We'll clean that up later. I don't have a lot of desk space. Okay. Important. Stop. Do not return to store. Don't tell me what to do. Under the little capsule that this thing comes with is the starting guide. We'll look at that in a minute. So yeah, that's what I thought. You have this little camera shoe, and it's just this little square-based piece, which, like I said, we know you can't really see very much. It's just a little square base that your tripod clips into. It's got 2 little adjustment screws on here, I guess, so you can adjust the height. We'll look into it. I might even just use that to hold the light up because I don't have a tripod back here. Let's see. Another pamphlet? Okay. We'll look at it in a second. Once again. Alright, let's see here. Okay. Just go ahead and slide this thing out. Before I look at any of the instructions, I want to see the ease of its usability. Hey, this actually is a nice little plastic bag here. I mean, it looks like it has the ability. It has this little plastic strip on it right here. And you could peel that off, and there's some sticky underneath, I guess, so you could close the bag, which they didn't use. But the bag actually feels nice, and I know it's really weird to say that the bag feels nice, but if you remember the mouse, if you watch the mouse video, this thing came in what I can only describe as a taco wrapper from Taco Bell. So actually this $30 light comes with better packaging. So here it is. I know there's another kind of these lights. You know, it's got the aluminum diffuser in it and stuff like that, a nice clear screen. I didn't want that one. I saw some videos on that, and it made me not want it. So, right off the bat, 4 buttons: power, down, right, left, and USB-C charging port on the bottom. Which, once again, completely understand that you can't see much of this. I will try to up the brightness in post without blowing out the light from the window behind me. So, let's turn it on. Okay, so that's, whew, okay. It's bright. It's not dim by any means. It hurts my eyes. To start out on the back right here, we have a little LED, or not LED, an LCD liquid crystal. I don't know what this is. I'm not going to pretend like I know which one it is. But it's a little display screen back there. It says white light. It's got a battery level indicator. It gives me my light temperature, which right now we're at 3800 Kelvin, and my brightness is at 75%. So, I am not going to read the instructions. I'm just going to use the buttons. So let's go ahead and change this from 3800 Kelvin. I'm assuming you just go right or left. So we're going up right now. We're at 4800. Okay, so the higher we go, the more white the light is going to be. And then, you know, or bluish. It's going to have a blue tint to it. And then the lower we go, the more warm it's going to be. So now we're down to 2500. So it looks like it goes from 2500 Kelvin to 8500 Kelvin. Okay. Uh, that's pretty cool. So let's get it down to, I don't know. Let's get it. This looks more like a sunset. This is a little bit of an incandescent right here at 4100, 4000. Yeah, let's go to 4100. That seems like a nice white. We're going to go click down and change our brightness from 70% down to like 50% because we're not trying to find our way through a cave. Now, this thing also has modes to it. So, but before we get to that, we're just going to put it at 4100 Kelvin. This is without doing anything with the modes or anything like that. We're going to put it 4100 Kelvin at 50% brightness. And out of the box, this thing has 3 out of 4 battery bars on it. I don't know what the battery life is. I haven't read the book. You know as much as I do right now. You might know more. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set this thing up. I'm just going to lay it behind the camera. Actually, I might screw this little shoe in here and see if I can get it to stand up nicely on there. So we'll just screw that in, screw it up. It's got a nice flat base, and hopefully if this thing's weighted properly, it should sit nice and level. So let's see, 50% at 4100. Yeah, I mean, it's a light. It does what it's supposed to do. Of course, I could turn the brightness up if I needed to. I don't know that I need to. I'm not 100% sure that I like my face. Nonetheless, I don't think I want to make it easier for anyone else to see, but I also want to be able to be seen. So let's see what we got here. Let's pick up the Lego car and see what it looks like on camera. You know, this is my Countach, whatever you want to call it, my Lego car that I built, and it looks, you know, the light looks like it lights it up pretty well. I mean, you can see it. You can see it pretty well. You know, it's blowing out a little bit. I think the camera, I think the temperature of the camera is making my face look a little red. I could probably turn the temperature up a little bit from 4100. I mean, the Lamborghini's got a good white on it, but I guess my skin tone being back from where it's at, and I could probably also change the orientation of it. Let's see here, so I get a better. I mean, yeah, it diffuses pretty fast. It's got this opaque screen cover on it, so it's not gonna like blow out the wall behind me like a flashlight would. But let's go ahead and grab this thing and see if I can make my face a little less red. So let's go ahead and go there. Let's turn this up to, we'll turn it up to 5K, so 5000 Kelvin. Yeah, it looks, what do I know? Let's go a little bit brighter. Not brighter. Let's go to 7000K. Which you're gonna take, you know, as we go through this. I don't know if you can tell, but as we go through it, it's gonna start taking away the yellow and the green and the, you know, all that different stuff. Which this does have like an RGB setting. It's a full spectrum light, so it's got RGB. It's got a bunch of different modes. You could change the hue, you can change the temperature, you can change pretty much anything you want on this. Like I said, I got it. It was $29. Why did I get it? Well, because I'm streaming and I'm learning to stream. And I'm not really even streaming, I'm recording more than anything, and lighting is kind of important. I've recorded 4, 5, or 6 videos now with really crappy light. I've just been using, like, I didn't even bring a lamp over here. Why? Well, because I knew that I was going to get some kind of studio light. Now, I will tell you this. If you look directly in this thing, it will blow your eyes out. There's purple dots all over my field of view right now. So, yeah, I mean, it's diffuse. It's not like looking into a flashlight, but at the same time, like I said, if I get close, it blows my face out a little bit. If I back up, it makes me look a little red. Maybe I could turn it up a little bit more. Let's just go all the way up to 8500. So that takes away just about every bit of like Actually, you know what? I think that's actually making it worse. I don't know. I'll mess with that stuff later. Let's get it back to like a normal, like I know what normal is. Let's do 2500, see what it looks like. This is like all the yellow, all the orange. Yeah, that's, I mean, it's nice. It's nice to look at. It's, reminds you of, being at grandma's house on a Sunday morning or something, nice light coming through the curtains that are covered in dust. So that's that. Let's check the brightness. We're at 50% brightness. Let's go ahead and bring this up to like 75% brightness and see how blind I can make myself go. All right, so that is pretty bright. It hurts my eyes. So I wish I could find a place to put this that would make it a little less direct, some indirect. And I think 75 might be a little too much, maybe because I have it so close. I mean, it's only 2 feet away from me. Let's go ahead and break that down. I want it to look more. Let's do 65%. I like 65%. I think we're going to stick with it. The colors look good. Everything looks fine. If I put my hand up here, it like obviously blows it out, but we don't need to mess with that. It's brighter than the window behind me, which means the camera is now going to adequately focus on this target area in the center of it, where it does its automatic white balancing and stuff like that. So, cool. There it is. Now, the one thing that I can say is that I have this giant bright light right here in my field of view. Okay. So that is not ideal. It hurts my eyes. I'm not even gonna lie. It hurts my eyes. I think that it does a really good job with the picture though. I think that it adequately lights my silhouette, and if I was to like, I don't know, let me hold this thing up at like a selfie angle or like a little girl selfie angle, where they do it like way up here like this. So, I mean, if I were to back this thing off a good bit, maybe 3 feet away at, oh, I don't know, head level, at the temperature that it's at, ideally you would want it to be out of your field of view as much as humanly possible. So you'd want it to be like up here, down here, diffused, something, but I guess that's not always going to be possible. So let's see here. If you have lights before, if you have worked with lights, I have worked with lighting before, I have worked with cameras before. I don't want to pretend like this is my first rodeo with this, but this is my first rodeo using like at-home streaming equipment, not industrialized lighting. So I turned it back down to 50%. My face is pretty flippin' dark. Ugh. So it's looking like 65% at 5800K. Maybe 60%. Let's see what 60 does for us. Now, I don't have it on a tripod. I'm just using a little shoe. Like I said, as you can see, my hands and everything here is like really, bright when I pull it up here, and the rest of me isn't really bright. In an ideal world, in a real ideal world, my whole body would be perfectly lit, and I'm sure this could do that if we wanted to. But this is a thing. So this is at 65% at 5800K, and I think it does a pretty good job lighting the silhouette and stuff like that. Obviously, as I turn towards the camera, it's going to cover my face. This is the angle that my camera's at, so that's kind of the angle that I need my light from. I don't need it from anywhere else, really. I don't know if I could put it up somewhere, maybe somewhere higher and farther away, but I'd have to turn the brightness up. No matter what, to light your face, you will be looking at a bright light. I don't know what else to tell you. That's just the way it's at. So let me go ahead and close my eyes and see what kind of, blackout I have. So I do. I have this like gigantic purple dot right here in front of my eyes. Uh, well, off to the side of my right eye. Now, that being said, over time, that's going to suck. But that's going to come with any gaming light. Well, not gaming light, streaming light. Any light that's facing in your eyes. I mean, if you're a rock star, you've got spotlights on you. If you're a movie star, you've got lighting on you. You've got lights. You've got pink lights. You know, if you watch movies, you'll see that sometimes they'll have like a little pink, you know, diffuse light around their hair and stuff like that. And that's because they'll use, you know, pink and white and blue lights to kind of create mood. But, you know, you're just, I guess you got to kind of do your best to not look at them. And lighting placement is important. So, one of the big things that you need to be aware of is that to light your face, you're going to be staring at a bright light, which means you're also going to have to come over to your monitor and probably crank up your brightness and your color scheme. Why? Well, because as you know, go through all of this, that bright light's going to take away from the light on your screen, blah, blah, blah. You get it. So, here we are. We're in this. Let me scoot this out real quick so I can back up out of my monitor menu. Oh, or I can just turn it off. It's okay. Everything's going to be just fine. Okay, so now we're back. We have our light. We have our lighting. My face is still pretty red. I assure you it doesn't look like this in real life. I'm sure there's something I could do. This thing has other modes. So let's go ahead and look at the modes. What do we have here? FX modes. So all of the stuff before that is pretty much, you know, charging. You plug a cable into it, it charges up. Tripod mounts. We've already looked at that. There's a tripod mount. Powering on and off. There's a power button. You gotta hold it for 3 to 4 seconds to power on or power off your light. I didn't have to do that. All I did was push the button and it did its thing. Controlling your light. The power button also acts as the different modes. Okay, once you've selected your mode, press the arrow keys to adjust. You know, you push your, it doesn't have an up, it has a down. So you go down, 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 and then left and right. So we have a white mode. That's where we're at right now. In the hue mode, you can make adjustments to the colors from 0 to 360 color tones, the brightness from 0 to 100, the color saturation. RGB mode, you can make adjustments to the level of red, green, blue lighting. Obviously RGB, red, green, blue. Each setting can be adjusted from 0 to 255, which is the same thing if you're doing like, you know, image editing or camera editing or just any kind of editing. That's what you're looking at for RGB is 0 to 255, those values. And those values, they have a specific name, but let's just keep it at this right here. If you're at 0, you have 0 of that color. If you're at 255, you have the maximum of that color. So there you go. Let's see, it has an FX mode. Okay. In FX mode, you can choose among 12 exciting preset lighting effects. I don't know how exciting they would be. Let's see. So it's got a quick color gradient, a slow pulsing gradient, blue and red emergency lights. Blue and red emergency lights. Red emergency lights? Whatever. Slow lightning, fast lightning, SOS, candlelight, TV show, RGB strobe. I want to know what TV show is. All the other ones don't interest me. Slow lightning, like not lighting, lightning, like lightning thunder. SOS, you know, I threw the box, but this is a studio light. I don't see me ever holding this thing up down the highway going, you know, SOS. You know, you better not be using the blue and red emergency lights unless you've got the right style car for it and a badge to go with it, because otherwise you're going to be in some trouble. So I'm going to go ahead and actually cut this light down just a little bit more because it's just killing me. And then we'll play with the settings for a second. So we're at 60. Let's see what 60 brings us. Okay, 60 is okay for right now. Um, so let's go to hue mode. Okay, so let's check that out. So it's just the power button. This takes us to hue. All right, so we're at hue. We're at a 360-degree hue. Um, that basically, so as we do this, it's going to go from, let's see, let's go from 360. You can think of this as a circle. So 359 to 000. So this is going to be towards the red end of the spectrum, and it's going to kind of, not the spectrum, but the, the color wheel. Think of it as a wheel, and it's going to kind of spin. So as I go down, that color is going to shift over, and then once we get to 0, it's going to be almost right back to where it was. It's going to be kind of like an orangish, reddish color. And then as we go, it's going to go into its violet, blue, green, yellow, and then back down into that violet. So why do we care about the hue? Because like I said earlier, the hue can give you certain, I call it emotional lighting, mood lighting, things like that. So like, let's say I wanted to give myself kind of a lustrous blue glow. I would turn it to there, and then you can actually use the hue to counteract other colors. You can, like my skin tone and stuff like that. You can change it and mess with your skin tone a little bit. And, a lot of times you can do that by like adjusting it to the opposite side. I like more if I'm going to mess with the hue, which I don't. I like it to be more of like the light violet. Let's see here. So we're going to put this at about 300, 311. That's a hue setting. That's a hue degree of the circle of about 311 degrees. So that's me right there. Or you can take the saturation, which is another setting in here, and we can turn the saturation down. So this is going to strip the color out of it and make it more, white-ish. It's going to start taking the color out of it. So we have that saturation. Our hue was at 311, and as you can see, when I turn the saturation up from the bottom, it's going to bring that purplish violet color back, and as I drop it, it's going to give me more of like a bluish white. So if I pull the saturation to like, let's say 25% with a hue angle of 311, and leaving the light level of where it's at right now, you can see that it, you can see on the wall over here, it gives it kind of like a blue tinge. Now, if you want to mess with all that stuff, that's cool. Let's see here. Let's turn our saturation up to like 50%. And let's bring our hue over to a more kind of violety, reddish violet tinge, and you can see that that's pretty close to the temperature that we had on the white. So that right there can help out with the the light blindness. So okay, and then we have our RGB, which is if you're trying to display like a specific color. Like let's say you go in and you take your skin tone and you find out which skin tone cancels out yours better to make it look to a different style, you would do that. Right now this is 127 red, 127 green, 127 blue, and it gives us this color right now. So you can use these different things to make different colors pop, to make different things happen, to give you different effects and things like that. Play with it, figure out what you like. Like I said, I got this thing specifically to light my face. So we're going to go back to our, this is our effects mode. I don't want to do it, but I will for you. So this is the first one, which I think is that pulse. Let's see. This is the slow pulse change. That's the red blue flashing, which you should not use. That's a blue strobe. It's a red strobe. That's just a fade, I guess. There's our lightning. So, I can't say that I'd ever have a purpose for that. Uh, Whatever. Okay. Sorry. I just don't. Let's see here. Let's turn this down. This is our temperature controlled white light, which is, like I said, this is what I got it for. I didn't get it for any other purpose than this. So, there we go. If I get up in the screen a little bit better, it'll help. If I've brought it closer to my face, whatever. So, that's pretty much it. I like it for $29. We've been playing with it this whole time. I've been recording for like 30 minutes now. The battery hasn't gone down one little tiny bit. So I'll tell you right now the specifications on the battery. The battery life is 3.7 volts at 4,000 milliamp hours. So it's a LiPo battery, so a lithium polymer battery. So it's, you know, with just these LEDs and stuff like that, it's probably going to hold pretty well. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like I said, 30 bucks. Do I think it's worth it? Absolutely. I 100% think that it's absolutely worth it. You have full spectrum lighting. It's $30. It's a tripod mount. It's rechargeable. You don't have to bring batteries with you. If you felt the need to, you could bring, I'm sure that you can hook a battery pack into it, you know, a mobile battery pack, charger pack, you know, whatever, backup, and power it for forever. One thing I will do before I end the video is, like I said, right now we're at 50%. I'm trying to find the right area for this light for me. Um, I'm not the greatest looking dude by any means, but this thing's making me look a little Frankensteinish. But I'm going to go ahead and turn the power all the way. Let's see what it looks like at 100%. I don't even know if I want to look at this thing. Okay, here we go. Whew. Good golly, Miss Molly. That is a bright, bright, bright light. The good news is that I could now wear some sunglasses if I had some here, which, you know, now at 100%, I've got my entire body silhouette lit. I mean, you can see the little doodads here on my desk and stuff like that, and so I'm lit. I'm up there. I'm bright, but don't look at it. And I'm sure the brighter you have it, the less battery life you would have. So, I mean, I don't know. 65% seems right. Um, so, there's that. I'm going to continue to play with it. I'm going to continue to see what I can get it to do. My next purchase is going to be a microphone so I can get off this thing. And you know, I've noticed a lot of local pawn shops and Facebook Marketplace has some microphones and stuff like that. I already have an interface. For those of you that don't know, I play music. I play the piano. I play the guitar. I make some electric music, EDM, blah, blah, blah. I also master some music. I master some audio and video and stuff like that. So, do I have a giant studio? No. Do I have all of the proper equipment? No. But I do have some interfacing stuff, and I've got some, I can do my level of work. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. 30 minutes is a pretty long video, but I like to play with stuff and look through everything and go through pretty in depth on what I think about stuff, so, and how stuff works, versus just having a quick product video where I go, okay, here it is. This is the box. Here's the manual, and, you know, check this out. You know, it does this, 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 and this at the price point of $30. I think that you'd be very happy with it. Now go. And then you go buy it for $30, and it's not what you want. You know, all you did was make somebody a bunch of money by watching that video 1,000 times, and it didn't really help. So, hopefully this helps you guys out. I think the light's good. I think it's a good purchase. I think it's a very good starter purchase. Of course, if you've got hundreds of thousands of dollars, by all means, go get studio lighting. Put lights up over here, put lights up over here, put RGB lenses up over here, color everything out, have a production team come and light you up, whatever. This should do fine. But don't forget, you're going to have a bright light in your eyes. So keep that in mind. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to crank up another video right after this one, and I'm going to try to game on it. So I'm going to see if it affects my gaming at all. So we'll see.